Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar where we will be talking about pensions in Gibraltar. Fiduciary Wealth here, Matt Penfold and Paul Carrere. I think we probably have to add the kind of caveat at the start of this one is there's been a lot of changes in the UK during the recent autumn budget. We're recording this video in December, and those changes have naturally affected Gibraltar as well. So, Paul, for those thinking or planning to relocate to Gibraltar, what are their options when it comes to their pensions?
Well, I mean, thankfully, the UK autumn budget seems to have spared Gibraltar insofar as Gibraltar, like Malta, has in situ trustees. Um, so that means that we avoid the overseas transfer charge. So UK nationals moving to Gibraltar and transferring their UK pensions do not suffer the indignity of having to pay an overseas transfer charge of 25% on the total value of their pension transfers. Um, so as far as Gibraltar is concerned, that's extremely good news because there's not a lot of jurisdictions. In fact, besides Gibraltar, there's only Malta. And the volume of UK nationals moving to Malta is not comparable to the one we see here locally in Gibraltar. So I guess that is good news to those who want to or are planning to move either now or in the foreseeable future. That those UK pension transfers can still be done with no penalty whatsoever.
Great. And for those who are not aware, um, you're a UK national, you move your pension to Gibraltar, and then the tax you pay on a Gibraltar QROPS is a flat rate of 2.5%. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it, really?
That's a slap on the wrist. Is not really taxation, but what a wonderful way of maximizing your disposable income. Transfer your UK pension across. You still have the tax-free lump sum if you haven't availed yourself of that facility. And then when it comes to taxation, you're paying 2.5%. It means that your money stretches much more than it would in the UK.
Right.
So I think it's great news that despite all the tweaking and tightening by this left of centre party in the UK, uh, by coincidence more than anything else, Gibraltar having trustees on the ground means that they do not pay the OTC. So yeah, good news for those who are still planning to come over. But Matt, we're still entering this 12-week consultation period, and one never knows whether this Labour government then takes an extreme view or tightens even further. And if they don't tighten in the autumn, well, normally the tough budget is in April, announcing the start of the new year. So come March, when they release the details of the spring budget, they might close that loophole. So people need to act, and they need to act fast. Whether it's UK nationals planning to move to Gibraltar or UK nationals currently living in Gibraltar who've decided to leave their UK pensions intact, who haven't really bothered to transfer them across, and they have a unique opportunity now to do that, to move it across and to gather your assets in Gibraltar, which is where you're tax resident. I don't think you can leave it to chance. Matt, you may have a different view.
No, I mean I see what you're saying because effectively what they've done in the UK is and to fill people in, they've if they didn't see this in the budget, they've effectively said if you move to the EU, you could previously transfer your UK pension to a QROPS. If you say lived in Spain, you could transfer it to Gibraltar or Malta. And now they're basically saying you can't do that unless you pay a 25% tax charge. But as it stands, you don't have to pay that tax charge if you live or are moving to Gibraltar and your pension is Gibraltar. But it may be a case of they've obviously put the rules in place because they don't want the pension monies exiting the UK. So maybe they've kind of overlooked and they may tighten that further. So no, I think I'd agree. I mean, the way I look at it, Paul, as well, is that, and I mentioned the taxation, is almost a bit of a no-brainer. You know, moving your pension to Gibraltar, 2.5% taxation is incredible. But you know, we all procrastinate for whatever reason, and yeah, it may be a mistake. I mean, we've had people actually who live in Spain and Portugal, and they were planning on moving their pensions, and now they're kicking themselves because they changed the rules. Do you want to be the person who lives in Gibraltar and it's May next year and you can't transfer your pension now, and they might be kicking themselves too?
I agree entirely. I think it just emphasizes the point that what you cannot do is to procrastinate, sit on the fence, and not take action, because you can miss out on a golden opportunity to transfer your pension before they close that loophole. Will they close the loophole? We don't know. Matt, do we? We don't know. But we've seen in the past, whenever there's been a loophole and we've flagged it in our podcasts and webinars and videos, they have subsequently, closed it. We've
Yeah,
spoken for years about QNAPs being closed down, and we didn't even expect that they would do it so viciously. Even it goes back in time. But we said at some point they might. Then we said, no, it seems as if they've looked at it, but they've decided to keep it as it is. And then, of course, the Tories were kicked out of office. Labour came in and they've taken an extreme view on any type of pension which is perceived to be a UK asset. In fact, I think, Matt, you um, pointed out, and I've subsequently checked the UK Gov website, that they're introducing a rule where pension schemes, even if they are overseas pension schemes like QROPS, call it ROPS if you want, QROPS or QNAPs, um, that the UK government is demanding that they establish a pension administrator trustee in the UK, I guess to oversee the pension and ensure that due taxes are paid, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's the other port to it as well, because you know we focused on the budget a lot because that's what's happened, but there is a fear because of these taxation changes. A lot of people will be exiting the UK. We've seen a lot in the last few weeks, people inquiring about Gibraltar. Now, again, if they see people exiting for Gibraltar and taking their pensions with them, which is helps, then you know if they close down that QROPS to Gibraltar route, they don't lose the pension monies. And maybe people think, well, we won't move because that's one of the reasons they wanted to move, to pay less tax on their pension. So, um, will it happen? Yeah, I'm the same as you, Paul. I'm not sure, but could it happen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. So that's today's webinar. I think we mentioned this consultation period that's going through at the moment, um, 12 weeks. So I think it's about mid-January that they finish, Paul.
Yeah.
So we will probably release an updated video on this subject by then. So subscribe to our channel and you'll be one of the first to receive that. And yeah, we look forward to talking to some of you soon. If you are moving to Gibraltar or you're living in Gibraltar and you hold UK pensions, as we say, now is the time to act. So reach out and we'd be more than happy to have a chat with you. Okay. Bye for now. Thank you.